got to go. And there's not a bush in sight out here. There will be restrooms available on both sides over here, but it's a little awkward for you to get up and say, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, as you go down the line, make a run to the potty, and then come back to get to your place. So plan ahead. Don't drink too much liquid before you come tomorrow afternoon. Guests who come in on one side of the dome and want to get to the other side will be allowed to move to the other side as long as they move on that end of the mini dome. There are no crossovers allowed at this end, only at that end, and after the program starts, those are very limited. Please tell your guests not to attempt to come down here to the floor for any reason. We do not allow anyone on the floor except our graduates and those who are officially credentialed to be working in graduation. We know everyone likes to make photographs, and we know these stands are a little bit far away, but we do not allow people to come to the floor for photographs or for any other reason during the ceremony. Once the ceremony is finished, anybody can come to the floor. We will open the gates. We will invite everybody down. We leave the flowers and the banners out. You're welcome to come up and take photographs. And heck, if you've got a whole family and you want a photograph of all of you at once, grab me. I'll take a picture of all of you. The president often comes back after the ceremony. If you'd like to have a photograph made with President Nolan, he likes that too, I think. So feel free to come on down after the ceremony, but tell your friends, don't try to come during the ceremony. It's not permitted. At the conclusion of the ceremony, there will be a lost and found. If you lose a watch, a 9-carat diamond ring, anything of great value, and somebody turns it in, we will hold that for you here till we get things cleaned up and leave, at which time any lost and found items will be taken to ETSU's public safety office, which is also in the parking garage over here. One thing I would like to ask of each of you, and I know I've got about as much chance of making this happen as I do of getting you to come without your pants on tomorrow, but would you do me a favor just one time? Leave your cell phone at home. Leave it with whoever's coming with you. Don't bring a cell phone in here. Now, I know you can't live without yours, and I know mine is not very far from me as we speak, and if it rings here, I'm going to be super embarrassed. But nonetheless, you'd be surprised how distracting one cell phone ringing in the middle of the ceremony is. And don't worry, don't think you're going to sit there and order pizza or something, because we don't let the pizza deliveries in when they try to come. We've seen it all. Please don't bring your cell phone, or at least turn it off while you're in here. Any questions? Now let's talk about stuff I think you need to know. Line up for graduation tomorrow will begin for you at 1 p.m. in both the west and east side lower hallways of the dome here. Those with gold cards will line up on the west side. Those with blue and green cards will line up on the east side. If you look at your card, it has your name on it, and it also has a number. The number is useful to you when you line up. As you come in, you will see pasted up on the sides of the hallway on this side gold cards with random numbers on them. On this side, on one side of the hall, we'll have green cards. On the other side of the hall, we'll have blue cards, again with random numbers. These numbers mean absolutely nothing other than it's a reference point for you to use to line up. The way you ensure that you get in the right place is if your number is 150, if you will find 149 and get right behind them, or 151 and get right in front of them, you'll be in exactly the right place. We try to make it easy. Bring that card with you tomorrow. It's critical. You come in at 1 o'clock, you don't have to be here at exactly 1 o'clock, but I do need you here by 1:30, because at 1:30 we begin doing line checks to make sure who's here. It's important that you be in line and be at the right place by about 1:30. The lines will, there will be people there to assist you, and Is there anybody that hasn't picked up their academic regalia for tomorrow yet? Academic regalia is available here today, right over in this corner. You can pick it up after the ceremony here, after the practice here today. When you come to graduation tomorrow, wear your cap and gown, and for those of you in the gold section, bring or wear your academic hood that's appropriate for your degree. Those of you who will be hooded on stage, we will talk about that a little later. All master's degree candidates with a hood will wear their hoods. If you've already gotten your hood and haven't quite figured out how to put it on yet, come on up after the practice here. I will show you. It's your last test. So we'll get that worked out for you. Wear your cap and gown and hood, and we will have some limited resupply for you here tomorrow if you need it. For instance, the most likely thing to happen is your little hanging down thing falls off somewhere between here and the parking lot. Now, it's a really bad thing when your little hanging down part falls